Okay, so for the annual fee, we could say there is no annual fee for the city spender credit card. There is no annual fee for the city spender credit card. So that's probably the most natural way to answer that question. Of course, you can restate the question and you can say the annual fee for the city spender credit card is 0 or is nothing. It's strange to say is none. So the best answer is just there is no annual fee for the city spender credit card. And then for the Super Express credit card, we can say the annual fee for the first year is free and then $75. Okay? So the annual fee for the first year is free and then $75 for the Super Express credit card. Okay, and then the monthly interest rate, we can say the monthly interest rate for the city spender credit card is 0% for the first 6 months. And then now the second point is already a sentence. So you can make another sentence and say after 6 months, the interest rate is 13.4%. Now, if you want to combine those two sentences, you can do it like what we did for the Super Express credit card. You could say the monthly interest rate for the city spender credit card is 0% for the first 6 months and then 13.4%. Okay, and then for Super Express credit card, the monthly interest rate is 0% for the first 3 months and then 11.49%. Okay, so for the rewards program, we can say the city spender credit card offers 5 points for every $1 spent. Okay, the city spender credit card offers 5 points for every dollar spent or every $1 spent. And then the Super Express credit card offers 1 point for every dollar spent and 1,000 bonus points with your first purchase and 100 bonus points with your 100th purchase. Or you can separate that into two sentences. So you can say the Super Express credit card also offers 1,000 bonus points with your first purchase and blah, 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 blah. Okay? And for the minimum monthly payment, we already did that for city spender credit card. So for the Super Express credit card, you can just say the same thing. The minimum monthly payment for the Super Express credit card is 2% of the account balance. Okay, so let's go back to our student's book on page 95. Student's book, page 95. Exercise 2, grammar connections. So we're going to look at collocations with get and take. Collocations with get and take. So collocations are words that are commonly put together. So for example, when we are talking about a nap, we use the word take. So we say take a nap. We don't say have a nap or do a nap. So the collocation is take a nap. That is a common phrase that we use for naps. And as you can see in the list, there are many kinds of collocations actually. So let's take a look at the grammar lesson.
Unit 7, Lesson F. Grammar connections. Collocations with get and take. Watch and listen. Collocations with get. Use get with adjectives and some nouns.
I always get nervous before job interviews.
Mary got a job last week.
Sandy and Jack got engaged today.
They got married last year, but they are going to get divorced next year.
How did you get lost?
I got confused about which way to go.
He got sick last week, but he is getting better now.
Check your understanding. Look at the picture and complete the sentences. Use the correct form of get.
They got married last year, but they are going to get divorced next year.
How did you get lost?
I got confused about which way to go.
He got sick last week, but he is getting better now.
Watch and listen. Collocations with take. Use take with other nouns.
I'm taking a class tonight.
She takes a bath after work.
Lisa and Ed take the bus to school.
She always takes notes in class. She studies them before she takes a test.
You should take a break.
You're right. I'm going to take a nap.
They haven't taken a vacation in a long time. They're going to take a trip together.
Check your understanding. Look at the picture and complete the sentences. Use the correct form of take.
She always takes notes in class. She studies them before she takes a test.
You should take a break.
You're right. I'm going to take a nap.
They haven't taken a vacation in a long time. They're going to take a trip together.
Let's review. Use get with adjectives and some nouns. Get dressed, get engaged, get married, get divorced, get lost, get confused, get sick, get better, get upset, get nervous, get tired, get a job, get laid off, get fired. Use take with other nouns. Take a bus, take a train, take a taxi, take a plane, take notes, take a test, take a class, take a break, take a nap, take a bath, take a shower, take a vacation, take a trip, take pictures, take photos.
Okay, so now let's look at exercise A. Let's read the conversations first. So the first conversation says, do you get sick very often? No, I don't. I hardly ever get sick. So in this case, the collocation is get sick. Okay? And then the second conversation, have you taken a vacation recently? Yes, I have. I took a vacation to Florida last year. Okay, so with this, the collocation is take a vacation. Now, as you can see from these two conversations, you can use a variety of tenses. You can use present tense, past tense, future tense, present perfect tense. So the first conversation uses present tense, get sick. No, I don't. I hardly ever get sick. And the second conversation uses present perfect tense. Have you taken a vacation recently? And the short answer uses present perfect tense, but the longer answer uses past tense. So if you look at it, it says, yes, I have. That's present perfect tense. But if you remember from when we studied present perfect tense a few months ago, we can also include a past tense sentence if we want to include an example from the past. So, for example, if we say, have you been to Niagara Falls? Then that's present perfect. And the short answer is, yes, I have. And that's also present perfect. But if you want to include a specific experience from the past, then you can say, I went to Niagara Falls last summer. So that's past tense. And future tense is also possible as well. So you could say, we will take a vacation to Europe next summer. We will take. Okay, so take some time to practice making sentences with each of these words or phrases and use a variety of tenses. And if you need help or you're not sure about which word to use with these phrases, then you can look at the chart at the top of the page because it shows you the words that are used commonly with get or take. Okay, now let's look at page 89 in your workbook. Page 89 in your workbook. So exercise 2, it says complete the sentences with a form of get or take. Okay, so it might be present tense, it might be past tense, it might be present continuous tense. So just keep that in mind as you complete the sentences. Okay, number 1. Last year, we took our vacation in August. Number 2. Becky can't understand her bank statement. She always gets confused when she sees so many numbers. So in this case, we have to use gets because she is third person singular. Number 3. My parents got very upset when they saw the balance on my credit card. So got upset. And we use past tense because we can see the hint saw, okay? And then number 4, I like to study with Kenji because he takes good notes, okay? So takes, and the collocation is takes notes or take notes. Number 5, I'm tired of shopping. Let's take a break and have a snack, okay? So take a break. And then number 6, we should take a bus to go downtown. Taxis are too expensive. So take a bus, take a taxi, take a boat. So a lot of transportation related collocations use take. But when we are talking about flying on an airplane, you can say take a plane, but that's not very common. We just say fly. So for example, we should fly to New York. Not right now because of the coronavirus, but let's fly to New York next summer. Okay, number 7. Many people get nervous when they have to speak in front of a big group. So get nervous is the collocation. And then number 8. I think I'm getting sick. So because of the be verb, I am, we have to use ing. So I think I'm getting sick. I have a headache and I'm really tired. So get sick is the collocation. Okay, exercise 3. Write new sentences with a similar meaning. Use an expression from the box. Okay, so let's look at number 1 together. You should always write down information during class. So what is a similar meaning with write down information? So if we look in the box, take notes is the same meaning. So we can say you should always take notes during class. So go ahead and complete the rest of this exercise. Okay, number 2. Milos and Judy were married, but last month they decided to stop being married. Now that's a little strange to say stop being married. Of course, it's much more natural to say get divorced. So we can say Milos and Judy were married, but last month they got divorced. So this is past tense, so we have to use got. They got divorced. Number 3, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep for a short time. So sleeping for a short time is a nap. So we can say, I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap. Okay, and then number 4, Harriet used to work for the phone company, but she lost her job last week. Okay, so lost her job. From the box, the closest meaning is got fired. But losing your job is not always because of getting fired. Now, many people lose their jobs when the economy is really bad and the company cannot afford to pay all of the employees. In fact, that's what's happening right now because of the coronavirus. Many people are losing their jobs, but not because they are getting fired, but because they are getting laid off. So actually, this phrase we also use with get. And I think it's in your book too. Get, yeah. So if you look at your student's book, you can see get a job, get laid off, get fired. Those are also collocations. And the difference between laid off and fired is that being laid off is not always the employee's fault, but getting fired is almost always the employee's fault because he was always late, or because he made a big mistake, or he was not reliable, or whatever. So you can lose your job due to getting fired or getting laid off. So just keep that in mind. Okay, number 5. It takes Lucy an hour to put on her clothes. Okay, so put on her clothes, of course, means get dressed. So we can say it takes Lucy an hour to get dressed. And then number 6, I'm going to travel to another place next month. So we can say I'm going to take a trip next month. Okay, so that is the end of our lesson, the end of Unit 7. So I will see you next time for Unit 8.